What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Unscripted Listen. It is Tuesday nights. You know what that means. I have some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers today and yesteryear. And guess what? This night is no different. You know why? Because one, I have a good friend, and two, I have a star maker. All right. You have a doctor. You have a fashion. I wouldn't say fashionista. So what's the male version of a fashionista? A fashionaire? I'm not sure. But you do have someone who was a star maker, ladies and gentlemen, and someone who was a very frequent on the Sportskeeda waves. So listen, I'm super excited to bring this person back on the show, and he's an awesome storyteller, and he's a dear friend of mine. And he's a former WWE Tag Team Champion. And once again, listen, if it wasn't for this guy managing, there would not be people like the guy who I just announced and other people like a certain John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, the star maker, Kenny Bolin, and my good friend, Rico Constantino. How are you tonight, my friends?
How's everybody? Hey, Chris. Hey, Doctor.
There I am. Hey, I like how you introduced Rico. Let's go with the savoir-faire fashionaire. How about that?
That's a good one.
The savoir-faire fashionaire. I like that.
I like it. Very nice, very nice.
And once again,
gentlemen,
you got me on the streets.
Yes, once again.
Now, Rico, do not run that thing at a telephone pole during the live show. We won't be able to handle that.
Nah, we're going to be okay.
All right.
Yes.
I'm a good multitasker.
Yes.
He was
parked. He was parked last time he was on the show, and the first time, this is Rico's third time on the show. Actually, the last time he was parked, and the first time he was in front of his huge fish tank.
Oh, he loves his fish tank.
Yes, he loves his fish tank. Yes.
All right.
Yes, indeed. So per a hot take special request, I got a message and say, hey, look, Doc, you want a twofer for next week? We got some people who are interested in coming on the show to tell some riveting stories. I'm sure that both of you have plenty Boots to share about the world of professional wrestling. So, you ready to dive into these questions?
No, I this is an ambush. I didn't realize it was going to be like this. Where's my script? Oh, quick shout out.
No, this is unscripted, King.
Quick shout out to Eunice Bolin, my daughter down in the Philippines. She is the first Filipino to get a badge to be on my shows, and shout out to her. Great to see her here in the chat room. Probably her first time on your show. So you got a new fan here tonight. Yeah.
Thank you, Eunice. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So, yes, Kenny, I'm going to give you the script on the show that's called Unscripted.
Okay.
How convenient. Yes. All right. Let's start right with Rico. Guillermo is asking.
I thought that we all had scripts. I never got mine.
Yeah, script on unscripted. Absolutely. Rico, Guillermo's asking, how was working with Rikishi and how the idea of becoming tag team champions with him was born? Also, your tag title reigns always involve Rikishi in a way.
Well, the last part of that is coincidence. The first part of it, remember with me and Billy and Chuck, well, this is the time Rikishi was feuding with Vince. And Vince was doing bad things to Rikishi. Well, he wanted all three of us to just bounce on Rikishi and just destroy him, and named me as Mr. in the ring. So it wasn't supposed to go his way, and we were like going to triple team him. And of course, the finish ended up, I kicked Chuck with a side kick, and Rikishi dropped me, and then I fell on Chuck. And 1, 2, 3, and then we became tag. I took the belts away from my own guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Rory is asking, what did you enjoy most about being in American Gladiators? And Kenny, what did you enjoy most when you were in OV Dub?
Go first, King.
Well, working with Rico was obviously a pleasure. I don't know if Rico's ever told the story on here or not, but Rico was the world-class babyface. He was probably the biggest babyface ever to be in OVW. And then he got injured, was out for a period of time. And Rico and I were always close friends. We did all the personal appearances. Even me as a heel, as him as a face, we would oftentimes go to hospitals, kids' homes, birthday parties, just whatever. You know, Rico was always volunteering to be there with me, even as a babyface. And we put that together. And when he got hurt, he says, Kenny, he says, I really would love to come back as a heel. So I pitched it to Cornette because Jimmy and Rico weren't having much communication or interaction during that time. Pitched it to Jimmy. He says, you're an idiot. He says, he's my biggest babyface. He says, he's best babyface we've ever had in OVW history. No, it would never work. The fans would never buy it. I said, well, Rico thinks he can do it, and he wants to be able to go both ways in wrestling as heel or face if needed to be. And you see what Rico ended up doing in WWE. Not a whole lot of face work. So Rico, how many weeks did we bug Jimmy to finally let us do it? And then he finally caved in. It was several weeks, and Jimmy just wasn't going to do it. And then finally he says, okay, Kenny, you get 6 weeks. And if he's not over as a heel in 6 weeks, he comes back. I said, deal. What did Jimmy tell us on week 3, Rico?
I ain't going back.
He's yours. He's yours. He was not only the most over babyface in the company, he really got to the point where he was the most over heel. And trust me, I know that you're a devout Christian. Rico is a devout Christian. I'm known to be the other thing. But Rico got us over, and this was his idea by me praying with him. And everybody in the company knew where my stance was, and so did the fans. Me praying with Rico in the corner before every match. So that got it over, and that was Rico's idea, and it really worked. So it was a ton of fun work, and obviously to label yourself with the John Cenas and Mark Henrys, and then get to work with the Brock Lesnars and Batistas, and I'm gonna Shelton Benjamin, and I mean, everybody that's made Randy Orton, of course. I got to hit him dressed as a woman with a brick and a purse, so that was fun. But we got to do so much, and so these kids come in here. Rico didn't know if he's ever going to see a day in the WWE. We thought he was. That's why he was there, but there's no guarantees. And then these Randy Orton, 19 years old, he didn't even want to be there. He said he was there for $750 a week. He didn't want to be there. Now he's been on Raw more than anybody in the history of the company, and probably making some pretty good money, would be my guess.
Yeah,
And
Well,
John
I
I'd say
think it's a
same
little
stuff.
more than 750 a week.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
John Cena
just
makes
a
a little
little
more than. And John Cena told me when he got called up to the WWE, he says, "No, I'm coming back to OVW every week. I want to be here. 750 is enough for me." And well, I doubt he feels that way now.
Yeah, 750K isn't even enough for him now these
Yeah,
days.
he's still sticking with 750, but there's a K after it.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a downside.
Well,
So
Rico didn't get paid for his part. Yeah.
Rico, American Gladiators.
American Gladiators. I watched the first year of it. It was a pilot, and I got injured at construction. I tore like an ACL, and then I saw a commercial with Gladiators looking for contenders, and it was a 4-city nationwide thing. And I started working on my injury, trying to get better, to go to the tryout Universal Studios in California. Did the tryout, I think, with 12 or 15,000 other people. They picked 20 men and 20 women. And then you go and they seed you as you're practicing 2 days without the Gladiators to get familiar with like the joust. They sent some Marines from Camp Pendleton to teach us to joust, the wall, the eliminator, the last thing. That's a hard thing to do. So run up a reverse treadmill, do the hand bike, climbing a cargo net. So we got kind of familiar with it. And it was only, I think, maybe 14, 15 days of filming, because they film the fall and spring season together. What people don't realize, it takes 10 hours a day to do one show. So you're there
Wow.
10 hours. And if
I
you
didn't
don't
even
know
that. Yeah.
yeah, if you don't know how to calm down between events, that's why you see the contenders, like the first 3 events, they're really hyper. And then you start seeing 4, 5, they start losing their energy because they stay up and stay hyped all day. And that's where I think martial arts helped me there. But the Gladiators was great. It was a competition. And as I told the producers there, they asked me why I came there. And I said, well, you're dubbing these 5 guys the best of the best in the world. Well, I'm here with my measuring stick to see how I measure up.
I beg to differ, sir, is what you
Yeah. And at that time, they were saying if you won, you get to come back as a gladiator. That was my ultimate goal.
Nice. And you did it very well.
And then the creator and I got in an argument and he didn't want me. 1 second, I got to do my public service. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I hope he doesn't hit her.
The handicapped, I think they'll leave you alone. I think they'll leave you alone there. Yeah. Okay. It's the next block. So I would cross here, just go straight. You can't miss it.
Live
You can
television,
be on it.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, I think you're going to be fine.
Live, pal.
All right. Sorry. Customer
Oh
service.
no.
It'd been better if you told her to mind her own business and leave you alone. You're trying to do a podcast. Is what
If
I'm
I
doing
was
a
on another
podcast,
show,
miss.
yeah.
Now, if I have executive privilege to block the trollers, we can clean the comments up a little bit. I have executive privilege on all the other shows, so you just let me know what Phil Connor.
But that's it with Gladiators. It was great.
Phil Connor can go and Jenny can go, and the one that's last name is Singh can go. So we'll just weed the trollers out and take their fun away right now. Yeah, Jenny Tang can go, Phil Connor can go, and Singh Sava Singh or whatever he can go. And I'll keep an eye on it.
And one thing I told Kenny, I think I told this to you, Chris, is because they didn't make me a gladiator like they promised, I had a belt made. And for the next year, I donated my time to about 10 different children's charities. And to help.
You showed up in OVW as the gladiator champion.
Yep. But
and you had
for
your
gladiators, and because I went out. And at the end of my year, I remember the lawyers for Samuel Goldwyn calling me, telling me, oh, we heard you've been making appearances as American Gladiator champion. I said, yeah, I've worked with about 10 different children's charities. Well, we need to see your paperwork. We need 10% of whatever you made, and we need the documentation. And I said, oh, I can give that to you right now. They said, yeah. I said, what's 10% of zero? I go, it's a 0. I didn't get paid once for one event.
Exposing the star faker can go. They've been trying that for 4 years and it hadn't worked too good. So take care of that one.
So I think does that answer the Gladiator
I
one
knew
there, Chris?
they were going to be flooding over here because they can't get on my show because they have to buy a badge and they don't have $3 because they live with their mothers and stuff. So what do you do? Sorry, fired. I know you're a Christian. You try to be good to everybody, but some people just don't want to play along. So
yes, indeed. That is the unfortunate part of this life.
I know.
But I got you. I got you.
We do what we do.
Yeah, we do what we can, man. All right, I blocked a few people, so hey, look, this is a fun live show here, man. We are shooting from the hip.
And hello to fun. Jacob Waters. Jacob Waters wrote me in my inbox a few days ago, and we covered a few things. And Jacob's a good guy, so Jacob's fine. We're hoping Scott Ash from my show. So we brought a few fans over here. Hopefully, we'll bring you a few more. Obviously, we can bring you a few trollers anytime you want them.
Listen, it's funny because it's funny you say that, Kenny. It's funny because I'm a therapist. I'm a psychology doctor. And so I literally am the guy who sits in the chair. The Alexa Bliss segment, I'm literally the guy who, talks to people like Alexa Bliss every day. So it's interesting because I balance, I keep myself balanced and just, calm, cool, collected, very chill type of dude, no worries. And Vince Russo and I, we have multiple shows here.
I've watched several of your shows. I've watched a few.
Thank you, greatly appreciate it.
And I don't watch many podcasts, so that is an honor for me to say that because I'm just not for me to be doing podcasts for 20 seasons. It's rare for us not to, but I don't watch many podcasts, but I've actually enjoyed watching you and Vince on several shows.
I greatly appreciate that, Kenny. And there's people who still find ways to troll. I think there's people. Yeah, it's like I've got criticizing for liking black wrestlers.
Okay, all right. Shame on you for liking black wrestlers.
For liking black wrestlers. I've gotten criticized for not disliking people. like people just make the funniest things to make. I'm like, you know what? Listen, if you sleep better at night by trolling me and that makes you really feel better, sad, but hey, have fun. Do that in your basement.
Well, Mary Trump, you're going to be shocked to hear this, follows me on Twitter and we interact a little bit. And Mary Trump says that it's, and tell me if you agree with this. It's like these trollers, and I don't know if this is format talk about it or not, but she said it's like they have a sexual addiction to the people they can't be a part of their life. It's kind of like that. And some of these trollers have been trolling me I got rid of them 4, 5, 6 years ago. And it's every time they can find an opportunity. It is it's a mental illness. It really is. And maybe somebody like you can help them. I don't know.
I would listen. I kid you not, Kenny. I would absolutely love to talk to all the trollers, like my trollers, who just makes weird reasons not to like me. I would love to talk to them one-on-one. Like I would love to legit send me a message because it really makes the person look stupid and uninviting to troll. But a lot of times trollers deal with narcissism. So it's unfortunate. So
by the way, the White 68 is a fake account and they're trying to troll as well. So if you see White 68,
pretty funny.
I didn't mean for us to spend the whole show blocking trollers, but But if you're working with Russo, exactly. Yeah, you're working with Russo, you know how it is. Get rid of Doyle. That's another troll. I think they stay up all day because they have to make a new Gmail account every time they make these fake accounts. 3 people we figured up have made over 1,200 accounts. 3 people, 1,200 Gmail accounts you have to make to do that. That's a sickness. And
that is a very unhealthy crave of attention.
Bolin, the next one, it just popped up. Bolin's Tears for Dollars. Block him. We'll have about 3 people in here when we get done. But hey, go make a new Gmail account and get some help. Dr. Featherstone is here. Dr. Featherstone is listening. He will help you with your illness.
Live from the studio of Dr. Featherstone.
I knew
No,
the doc could do it. I knew Doc had that voice.
yes, indeed.
We're listening.
But honestly, y'all people, you like message me. Like I really thrive on talking to people like y'all. I really do. I love it. I really love talking to y'all. And
You can just probably make another thesis.
Oh gosh. No, thank you. That dissertation was 3 years
Well,
long.
Wygat was trolling, so whether he's real or not, he's gone.
Well, I'm glad I can't see the comments, and
you're probably very lucky.
I'm lucky.
You're the lucky one.
Well, we got a super chat. Shout out to Bolin and Rico and the entire PWO. Sir Joseph Pesci. Very, very nice.
Thank you, Joe.
It's more than he donated on my show tonight.
Well, thank you, Mr.
You really got some love. I didn't get one that big on my show tonight.
I tell you something, Chris. I've been with you 3 times on the show.
Yeah.
This is the most filtering I want to say I've ever seen you do on the screen.
I didn't even know if you would. I didn't even.
He could get a question to me, fire him off, and I'm looking at him going, "Poor Chris."
Yeah. Your son can't get rid of that. They were busy today. They were making a lot of accounts.
Wow.
Yeah, your son.
Wow. This actually is the quietest I've ever seen Chris be.
They make all those accounts.
I'm literally over here.
And then they go away.
I'm literally over here like trying to block these accounts.
Yeah, your son.
All right, here we go. Let's why.
Can't you just scroll over them and let them have the comment?
Well,
yeah,
I like taking their pleasure because they're here to be seen, and I like it when they can't be seen.
Yeah. If we have any admins that can hop on the account with me right now, Sportskeeda, y'all do that because it's taking
that way we can focus on the show.
Yeah. Who was your favorite wrestler that you managed, Kenny?
Yeah, 2-1 where I'm downtown, Binion's Hotel, Ogden Casino Center.
My favorite wrestler that I managed, probably The Miz.
Nice.
Rico's sitting right there, and you asked me that question. What an ambush. Now, Rico and I obviously got along the best. And I'm not saying it's against Rico's butt because he's sitting in front of me. We were with each other every day. We were always trying to make the show better. Whether he was going against me or with me, we were always trying to make the show better. We ate together. He was always at my house. I would be over at Terry Burnett's when he was staying there. And it was just always working on either us feuding against each other to make it better or being his manager to make it better and managing him and the infamous John Cena. And Jim Cornette, this came out of his mouth alone. Jimmy Cornette said that John Cena would not be the star he is if Rico did not bring him along the way he did. Both of them had basically about the same amount of experience. Rico only had, 12 matches under your belt when you got to OVW? But Jimmy doesn't say that John Cena brought Rico along. Jimmy Cornette, out of his own mouth, says Rico brought Cena along and gave him the opportunity to get advanced to the WWE. Because Vince McMahon didn't get it. Vince McMahon did not like Cena. He didn't get it. He didn't get the gimmick. And Cena does not even know how close he was to going when they let Rico go for 90 days. Rico had to go up through assistance, through myself and Stephanie McMahon. Stone Cold Steve Austin went to bat, along with Danny Davis and Jim Cornette. And they all went to Stephanie and said, hey, you've let him go. You're paying him for the next 90 days. Put him on the road. Let you guys see what Stone Cold Steve Austin saw when he came down here. He loved Rico. And Steve went to the meeting, said, hey, you're paying him for 90 days. Let's see what he can do. And Rico got 4 or 5 years out of his career out of that. So,
yeah. Very successful. You became a tag team champion. Absolutely. All right. Let's do
Perth World.
Andy. Is there anything that you miss about wrestling from West Yorkshire, England? Very nice.
What I really miss about wrestling is the fans. I miss everybody. I miss entertaining the fans.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let's end it with this question for the both of you. What did you think of Bubba Ray's comments about John Moxley? That's the reason why we are here.
Reason why we're here. Reason why we're here. It took us a little while to get to that.
Yes, to give
Well,
their thoughts on
that guy's paying attention.
Somebody is. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And Chris, Doctor knows how I feel about judgment over people due to our faith. You know, people in glass houses don't throw stones. I can go along with all the cliches you want. I don't think Bubba's an authority on anything except bullying. And he shouldn't give his opinion to anybody because he is just basically low down. I think he was the fat kid picked on in school, and he uses wrestling because we have to trust ourselves with our body. And if he doesn't like you, he purposely hurts you. And John Moxley, I applaud for going to get help. And this could help somebody else who is in the same thing. So I applaud John Moxley that he had the courage to stand up and let it go and face up to it. That's being a man. That's being what a man is. Face your fears, get over them. You need help. You need help. Everybody needs help. That's why he's a doctor.
Whether it's alcohol, cocaine,
anything addiction.
I've even heard people confess their sex addictions that they need.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the addiction is, if it's interrupting with your ability to perform and to be a decent human being, get help. And a lot of people don't. Especially when it comes to mental illness. A lot of people know they got problems, but they won't go get help. So my experiences with Bully Ray, I'd met him a few times, and I'm going to tell you what Jim Cornette told me. Jimmy said out of his own mouth, and I've made that quote here a couple of times tonight. Jimmy said out of his own mouth that Bully Ray will bully you. He was just Bubba Ray Dudley back in the day. But if he thought he could get by with bullying you and hurting you and taking liberties with you, he would do it every single time until somebody stood up to him. He obviously wouldn't pull this stuff with The Undertaker. He wasn't going to pull it with a Ken Shamrock. He wasn't going to pull it with a Dan the Beast Severin or any of the boys who could handle themselves. And Rico, I guess he thought he had, because of Rico's experience, Rico can't fight back. Rico can't stand up to me. If he goes crying to the boys, he's buried. If he complains about this, he's going to get fired. But once you stood up to him, and Jimmy said, if you stand up to him, he cowers down like what bullies do, and he goes away. All you got to do is stand up to him. And that's what many of the guys have done. But if he thought he had the advantage on you, and I don't like people like that. We're in a business to where we got to trust each other. Even me as a manager, when I'm getting up on the ring and Brock Lesnar, who may or may not like me very much, I got to trust him to hit me in the jaw and not kill me, because he can easily take his liberties. He can get his, it slipped. I forgot. He could do anything. We trust our bodies to each other, whether we like them or not. Jerry the King Lawler and Bill Dundee didn't care too much for each other. They worked every night in Memphis, Tennessee, had to take care of each other. Put your personal differences aside. You can't think Jerry Lawler's going to break my jaw on his next punch, or Bill Dundee's going to hit me in the nads in the next shot. You got to trust your body to these people. And for Bully Ray or anybody else, I think we can throw Holly into that category, would take their advantages with you if they thought they could get by with it. And I got absolutely no use for somebody who will take advantage of you because you have to trust them not to. And then they do it anyway and dare you to do anything about it. And I got no use for anybody like that.
Well, can I explain something about Bob Holly?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris, it's your show.
Yeah. No, I'm
hosting these shows. I'm just
yes, Rico, you can do that. Absolutely.
You got to understand, Bob is old school, and Bob wants you to earn your spot. He wants to see if you're worthy to be where you're at. And he doesn't go to hurt you, but he will. Like it happened in Italy. It was Charlie and I's tag champs with Jackie against him and Billy Gunn. And we did the match and stuff, but in the middle of the match, Bob just chopped the tar out of me. And I went, what? And then he did it again. And then he looked at me. And this wasn't planned. This wasn't part of what we were going to do. So I hit him back. And then he hit me back. And we went back and forth for about 3 minutes, just overhand chopping each other. 1, 1, 1, 1, And he just kept going, and he kept hitting harder, and I kept hitting harder. And
So
we
Rico,
were smacking.
what you're saying, Rico, is that part was not scripted.
No,
No,
that was not scripted. But after we went and he was satisfied, he went, now that's what I'm talking about, and continued with the match. And I never had one other problem with Bob Holly after that.
Yeah.
I had to earn my bones with him.
You stood up to him. You stood up to him. And that's the same thing that the Cornette told me about Bubba Ray. Once you stood up to him, all of a sudden he wasn't a bully anymore.
Yeah, but he didn't go to hurt me.
Yeah.
Bubba threw me at Chicago in the Allstate Arena.
But Lance Cade had an entirely different story about Bob Holly.
Right. Hold on one second. Can I help you, sir? See that little thing there says pay there? You're number 8. And you will go there and they'll put your money in where it says number 8.
Number 8.
It says it doesn't work? Well, I guess you're parking for free. Have fun.
There you go.
You ain't gonna get your car towed.
Now,
why would I tell you that if you were going to get towed?
That'd be a setup, yeah.
Well, then I won't make it worse. Okay? You enjoy yourself.
Have you noticed, Dr. Featherstone, that nobody's wandered into my living room asking for parking directions? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have noticed.
Not one person all night.
He's not asking for directions. It says the pay thing doesn't work, and they think I'm a security for this lot. Actually, I'm watching. This is where I parked the last time. They got good lighting. Oh, yeah. Usually nobody bothers me.
They know your schedule now. They're just coming over to be on the Chris Featherstone show. They're working.
Right. Cool beans. Well, we're gonna close it up, fellas. Let's do some.
I thought we were here for 4 hours. What do you mean? I got
30 minutes.
1 fall with a 30-minute time limit.
That's right. 1 fall.
This is the shortest show I've ever done. So you have a record with Kenny Bolin and Rico. This is the shortest one. I was here for 4 hours. I thought we was gonna be here all night.
Nice. Very, very nice. Very nice and compact. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, fellas. Plug your socials, Kenny.
You can reach me anywhere if you know the how to spell Starmaker Bolin. Instagram, Starmaker Bolin. Twitter, @Starmaker Bolin. Facebook, /Starmaker Bolin. If you want to watch my podcast, just type in youtube.com, obviously, the Bolin, Bolin, Alley. We do shows normally 3 times a week. No 30-minute shows over on the Bowling Alley. They could go all night long. You know, normally anywhere from 90 minutes to 3 hours. You just never know.
Yes, that's why they
no trollers. No trollers over there. Members only.
And my socials is get a hold of Dr. Chris Featherstone or Starmaker Kenny Bolin, and they'll get a hold of me.
Shout out! But I do want to give a shout out to Jana Adams, big donor on the show. Rico, because I know you can't see the comments. Jana, big donor on my show in here tonight. New fan for Chris. I got to give a plug to a gentleman in South Korea. His name's Terry Jong. Never heard of him. And he runs the Rico Constantino Appreciation page. Oh, he runs that. He runs that. He's a wonderful person. He sent me a bill, by the way. He sent me a bill. I paid it. Good. I told him, I said, if you can make money on it, champ, you go ahead. He protects me from those pages. I guess you call them trollers. Yeah. I think I have 1 or 2, so I don't have that. I need to hire the guy in South Korea to help me out. His name's Terry. He's known me, and he's encouraged me through when I was sick and stuff like that, like Chris has. And he's funny. He calls him. Shout out to Bob Hazelwood, my co-host on my show. Yep. He loves this show. Was so excited to see us working with Mr. Featherstone. Shout out to Bob Hazelwood. He says he paid that bill, which he probably did. But he used to call me Captain Americo, and he made a little photo of Captain America, but put my face in it. It's almost as good as the savoir-faire fashionaire. It's almost as good. But that was kind of him. He uplifted my spirits when I was down. Doc is getting the wrap-up sign. We gotta let him. We gotta let him end it. I'm sorry. What was that? Okay. Here we go. It's the producer's fault. Wrap it up. Okay. Yeah. All right. I did this whole show without cussing. That is another record. So well done, Kenny. I can do it, Sportskeeda. I can do it. I'm so good. Good job. All right, ladies and gentlemen. These 2 people here are Rico Constantino and Kenny Starmaker Bolin. I am Dr. Just as Chris. Cute as we've ever been.
It can't be cuter. Couldn't have been cuter.
Couldn't be.
If you dreamt it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Unscripted, and we're going to have some fun again. And more parking things on live.
Parking with Rico, a new segment on the show.
Yeah, parking with Rico. I love it. Just parking with Rico. Interrupts every 45 seconds. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm on the podcast. I'm sorry. Okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
An accident? Okay. I'll be going to go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Fun times as always. Have a good night, everybody. So long.